Hey team, this is our third video of our Junior Black Belt Curriculum Review Series. This is our combinations and kicks video. So we're going to review all the combinations that we practiced on test day and the 5 spin kicks that they're tested on at the end of the test. So we're going to start with our combinations with Miss Rebecca demonstrating slowly. Then we'll do it a little faster to see more what it looks like full speed. So our first combination is jab, cross, slip, cross. So slowly, it's jab, cross, slip, cross. So at practice, we talk about being a dynamic target holder. This is one of the most important ones to be dynamic. So if I jab, cross, and then for slip, I don't even punch at her face. She doesn't need to slip. So it's really important that I'm punching almost, So it's jab, cross, and then I'm punching so my partner would have to move or else they would get hit. Also, for the slip, it's jab, cross. Slip is slightly bending out of the way. Some people like to make the mistake of leaning super far. That's not good. You don't want to lose your balance. It's just a slight slip out of the way, just a little movement so you're getting out of the way of that jab coming from the target holder. So more full speed, it looks like this.
Jab, cross, slip, cross.
And on the other side, here.
Jab, cross, slip, cross.
Excellent. So our next combination is jab, cross, knee. So in slow motion, we're jab, cross, knee. So as a target holder, I want to have my targets doubled up. As somebody who's doing the combination, it's important to grab the targets. You don't want to jab, cross, knee and just throw your knee out there. You want to have control of the targets, hold the targets, or if you want, you can grab your partner's neck or shoulder. Either the target's neck or shoulder. You need to grab something though so you have good control and balance while you're kneeing. So more full speed, hands are up, and we go.
Jab, cross, knee.
And on the other side.
Jab, cross, knee.
Ooh, nice variation. So our next combination is jab, cross, push, roundhouse kick. So on this one, as a target holder, I'm going to be moving around a lot. So it's important that I'm awake and I'm not just falling asleep while my target or my partner is doing the combination.
Jab,
so jab, cross. For this push, notice how Miss Rebecca is already loading up on her legs, pushing with her legs. That's where you get all your strength from. When you're pushing, now her back leg is going to do a roundhouse kick. So as I get pushed, I need to turn my body for the roundhouse kick. So with this roundhouse kick, there are a lot of little intricacies as a target holder. When she's turning around with this kick, I need to have my targets vertical. If I have them horizontally like so, and she kicks right up the middle, the kick will go through the target. So I need to be nice and vertical, perpendicular to her foot. Also, when I'm holding my targets, I don't want to be standing almost like in a natural stance because then I have no support when I get kicked hard. So to have good balance where you're getting kicked hard, I put myself in a soft forward stance, so I'm not in a deep forward stance where I can't move quickly, but my front knee's bent and my back leg straight, planting me in the ground, ready for a strong kick. So, almost full speed, it's going to look like hands up.
Jab, cross, push, roundhouse kick.
And on our other side.
Jab, cross, push, roundhouse kick.
Excellent. Our next combination is wheel kick, jab, cross. Hands are up, wheel kick.
Wheel kick, jab, cross.
This one's nice and simple and straightforward. It's important that we remember after our kick, we're not kicking and putting it straight down. We need to re-chamber. We've got to remember those basics. Your hands stay up nice and tight. If you flail out your arms while you do your wheel kick, you're going to lose some balance. So keep your hands nice and tight. Kick, re-chamber, and then jab, cross. Let's do the whole thing.
Wheel kick, jab, cross.
Excellent. Other side.
Wheel kick, jab, cross.
Our next combination is jab, cross, elbow, elbow. So these elbows need to be treated almost like hook punches. You're going to rotate your whole body and hit with this upper part of your forearm where it's nice and meaty. So we're jab, cross, elbow, elbow. So as a target holder, I'm not holding my targets like this, flat in front of me. I need to be in my partner's face, almost swinging like roundhouse punches so they can turn their body and hit nice and sideways, just like it's intended to be performed. So a little bit faster.
Jab, cross, elbow, elbow.
Notice how Miss Rebecca's turning her shoulders and hips while she's hitting with those elbows. Super important.
Jab, cross, elbow, elbow.
Our next combination is clinch, knee, switch knee, turn, roundhouse kick. This is a really long combination. A lot of different things that are going on, a lot of intricacies. Very difficult to perform. So, first thing that's going on, I'm being clinched by my partner. So, Miss Rebecca, show everybody what a clinch looks like. So your hands, you want your fingers not to be interlocked so you can quickly remove your hands. You also want to turn your palms in towards each other and your fingers up. So you don't want your hands straight vertical, but on an angle like so. So when I'm in here, these elbows are trapping my head so I can't get away. If Miss Rebecca's hands are sideways just like that, and I'm clenching here, I can easily duck out and get out of the way. With her hands turned up, these actually keep the back of your head stuck in that clinch. So to start, we're in our guarding stance. My partner clinches me. I'm holding my targets doubled up. She's gonna knee with her back leg. Then she's gonna switch her feet.
Switch.
Knee with the other leg.
Knee.
Let's go back to the beginning. So while you're switching your feet, there's an important distinction to make. When we knee, after you knee, you're not just gonna jump and switch your feet. That, when you're in the air, there's a chance where you could be knocked over. So you're gonna do a quick step, just like that. It's ready, knee,
Knee.
switch, just like
Knee.
that. Now for the turn, towards your back leg, you're gonna pull your partner. Notice how Miss Rebecca is turning me with her shoulders. So it's not just knee, switch knee, she lets go and I walk around. It needs to be as if you're defending yourself and you need to physically move somebody to get them where you want them. After she turns me, her back leg, her right leg now is gonna do a roundhouse kick on my targets. I'm standing in that light forward stance with my targets vertical, so I'm ready for a strong kick. So let's do it one time quick on this side and then one time quick on the other side.
Sit.
I'm clenched,
Knee. Knee. Turn. Roundhouse.
Excellent. So while I'm moving around, I need to be moving quickly so my partner's not waiting for me on the other side with the roundhouse kick.
Knee. Switch. Knee. Turn. Roundhouse kick.
Excellent. Our next combination is jab, cross, hook. A lot of things can go wrong with the hook punch because it's a really difficult punch to do with proper coordination and technique. So the mistake I see a lot of people make is they take their arm for their hook punch and they just swing super hard with their shoulder. That's a good way to hurt your shoulder if you're not so flexible, and it's also not going to maximize your power. So to improve power and use the most potential you have for a hook punch, you need to be using your hips, knees, legs, shoulder, and entire body turning. So the ideal position for a hook punch, your arm is out almost like at a 90-degree angle, like you're flexing a muscle sideways. I'm simply turning my body. When you're holding this arm in a nice solid position, you're turning quick. So once you get really comfortable doing a hook punch, you can do your jab, cross, hook, and your arm's in place and you turn so fast that you generate all the power from your hips. You're gonna feel your hips pulling through, your shoulders pulling through, and that's where you get your power, not just forcing your arm through with the shoulder muscle. So, in slow motion, we're jab, cross, hook. Also as a target holder, this hook, I need my target out perpendicular to my partner. So I can't just be jab, cross, hook, because then my partner has to reach for my target and ruin their form on their hook punch. I need to be setting my partner up so they can punch properly. So it's jab, cross, hook. And on our other side,
Jab, cross, hook.
excellent. Next, we have jab, cross, uppercut. An uppercut's a similar punch to the hook punch. A lot of ways that we can confuse how our form should look. So after our jab, cross, an uppercut, like a hook punch, gets its power from your lower body. So predominantly, you're using your legs. So you're squatting down and then rising up, holding your arm almost in place. You're not swinging your arm up much at all. When people know they have to use their legs, sometimes they make the mistake of standing and they punch and squat at the same time. So your legs are working against your arm. You don't want to do that. You want to squat down and then rise up with your arms stuck in place while you're turning your hips a little bit, rising up, opening up your shoulders, and punching up nice and strong. So jab, cross, uppercut.
Sit. Jab, cross, uppercut.
That was nice and slow and a little bit faster.
Jab, cross, uppercut.
Excellent. As a target holder, want my target down. If it's out here, my target or my partner cannot do their punches properly.
Jab, cross, uppercut.
Next up, we have cover, cover, jab, cross. So these high covers, a lot of misconceptions about them. When you have your hand, this is what you want to avoid. So when you have your hand right on your ear, this is not good protection. If you get hit like this, your hand is virtually providing no defense from getting hit. When your elbow's up here, this is the ideal position. Your arm's reaching back to the small of your back, the bottom of your neck. The thicker part of your arm, your elbow and your lower bicep, they're against your ear and upper head. So when you get hit, you have all that cushioning protecting you from the hit. When you get hit, you're also gonna roll away from the hit, almost like you're absorbing the blow, like a shock absorber. So when I swing, it's cover, Miss Rebecca turns away, and then she switches to her other cover. So when she gets hit the other way, she's got that soft part of her arm protecting her ear, she rolls the other way, and then we come up, jab, cross. So full speed. When you're being a target holder, it's also important to swing hard and actually at your partner. If I do this, she does not have to do a single thing to defend herself. I need to swing such that she has to move and have a proper cover, or else it will hurt. Ready? Hands up. And
Cover block, jab, cross.
excellent. Other side.
Cover block, jab, cross.
So if you do those cover blocks properly, even if you swing hard, they will not hurt. If you're not holding and swinging properly, you're doing your partner a disservice. In order to get the best out of yourself and your partner, you need to swing like you mean it, and you need to develop that teamwork to be able to swing hard and not get anybody hurt. Next up, we have rising block, front kick, turn, jab, cross. This is our last combination. So, as a target holder, my partner's going to do rising block, front kick on the targets, and then they'll turn and do a jab cross in the air as if there was a target holder on their other side. So, from the guarding stance, I'm swinging, I need to be swinging so I could hit my partner on the head if they didn't do a rising block. If I'm swinging out here, absolutely useless. My partner's getting nothing out of this. So I need to swing hard, like I'm going to hit my partner, so they have to do that rising block. After I swing, I need to be a dynamic target holder. I can't just stand here because my partner's going to do a front kick. So I need to slide back, hold my target on an angle for a front kick. The partner's going to land forward. They turn, jab cross the other way.
Jab, cross.
One more time. So, also note, when you do that front kick, if you land out to this side, land on the side where you naturally put a front kick, if you landed forward, and you try to turn, see how Miss Rebecca's hips are kind of messed up? She can't really do her jab cross properly. So, when you do your front kick, you want a front kick and land across your body a little bit, almost like you're going on a diagonal line with that front kick. Then you can turn and jab cross much better. So, full thing.
Rising block, front kick, jab, cross.
And on our other side.
Rising block, front kick, jab, cross.
Excellent. Now, that is all of our combinations that you will be tested on test day. Next up, we have our 5 special kicks for the junior black belts. So these kicks include spin hook kick, spin outside crescent kick, spin axe kick, double wheel kick, and tornado kick. So we're going to start with our 3 spin kicks. They all have the same fundamental basis. They are all reliant upon a spot. So on a spot, what you're doing is you're looking for the target. You need to see the target. If you just blindly spin and try to kick, you're going to be very inconsistent with your aim. So first thing you're doing, you're spotting, you're turning, you're looking for the target. You need to keep your hands close to your face. If you swing your arms while you spin, it's going to throw off your balance as well. While you spot, your feet are going to stay in the same place as your original guarding stance. Then, once you spot your target, you have your hands up, you're ready to kick. You pick up your back leg, and then you do whichever kick you desire to do. So it could be a hook kick, outside crescent, or an axe kick. So the first one we're going to do is a spin hook kick. So when you kick the target, you want your foot to be hitting with your heel. So you're hitting with your heel, swiping across. Your toes are going to be pointing sideways. So as Miss Rebecca spots and kicks, her toes are pointing sideways. She's bending her knee as she strikes the target, pulling her leg in towards her bottom. That's how a spin hook kick goes. One more time, and we'll just like that. And on our other side. So on test day, you're going to need to do that on right and left side. So practice right leg back and left leg back. Next up, we have our spin outside crescent kick. So after that fundamental spot, you're spotting into place, looking for that target. She sees the target. You're going to pick up that back leg for a chamber, like an outside crescent kick. So the chamber for the outside crescent kick is almost like you're doing a front kick, but your knee's going to be pointing to the side because you're spinning. Then you're going to finish the outside crescent kick without the target, just like that. So one more time slowly. You spot, your knee comes up, and then when you kick, your toes are up, and you're hitting with the outside blade of your foot. Like that. So the spin hook kick and the spin outside crescent kick often get mixed up and misperformed on targets. So the biggest distinction is spin hook kick, hitting with your heel, toes sideways. Spin outside crescent kick, outside blade of the foot, toes up. That's a huge, important difference, and we see it mixed up all the time. So pay attention to that while you practice. So full speed, spin outside crescent, just like that. And on our other side, we'll do it twice on this side. You don't have to go quite that fast in between. So again, you're going to have to do this kick on both sides. Practice both sides. Next up, we have our spin axe kick. So after your spot, you're picking up your back leg, and you're doing just like a normal axe kick. So your leg's coming straight up and straight down on a target, which I need to hold on an angle for my partner. So it's important that I'm leaning back a little bit, because if I'm holding my target here, I'm asking to get hit in the face. So I need to hold it out with my chest leaning back a little bit. Spot, sees the target, leg straight up, straight down. And on our other side, let's do it one time. Hands up.
Whoa.
Easy.
Awesome.
Remember the spot, Mr. Rebecca. And so, spin. All of these kicks, again, are performed on both sides. Remember to practice right and left leg back. Next up, we have our double wheel kick. So, like a normal wheel kick, you chamber your foot, you kick, you rechamber, but instead of putting it down, you're going to kick out a second time, rechamber, and put it back down. So, hands are up, chamber like a wheel kick. Remember, you want to have your foot flat as if you could balance a target on here. Your toes are pointed. You strike for the first wheel kick, re-chamber, and then strike again. And then it goes back down. I see a lot of sloppy double wheel kicks that are swing, swing. That's not what we want to do. We have nice control of our body. We're balanced. We kick, re-chamber, kick again, and then put it back down. Let's see one time full speed. And then on our other side. Now our last kick is our tornado kick. This is the most complex of the 5 kicks. So, for our spin outside crescent kick, we use our back leg and we kick with the outside of our foot. For a tornado kick, we do almost the same thing, but we're using our front leg and kicking like an inside crescent kick, so the inside weight of your foot. So the way this works, we're in our guarding stance. Like how we spot before, we're spotting almost the same way. We spot, and then my right leg comes up, just like it's a chamber for a spin outside crescent kick. Exactly the same way, but instead of straightening out this leg to do an outside crescent kick, you're actually going to jump with this leg in the air, and then your other leg comes through, doing an inside crescent kick. So it's very hard to explain in slow motion. With a little practice and a little fluidity, it looks a lot better. So one more time slowly. You spot around, first knee comes up, second leg jumps, and inside crescent kick across. So on a target, it's going to look just like this. Hands up.
Awesome.
And on our other side, let's do it twice on this side.
Awesome.
And a reset, and the second.
Awesome.
So that tornado kick is going to take a lot of practice on both sides because the spinning and jumping is very complex. It's going to take some practice, but once you get it down, it's nice and fluid. So those are all our combinations and kicks on test day. They're expected to be performed with intensity, like you're defending for your life. You need to do these combinations like you really mean it. It should not be, lackadaisical. It needs to be nice and powerful, nice and strong, and deliberate. As target holders, you need to be dynamic. You need to be moving. You need to communicate with your partner. If your partner's, maybe holding targets incorrectly, you need to say, hey, hold the target like this. Or hey, hold it a little higher or a little lower for this kick. That communication is crucial in this test. So, as a target holder, keep in mind, be dynamic, communicate with your partner. As one performing combinations, you need to strike hard, strike deliberately, be loud, be powerful. For our kicks, practice both sides. Practice keeping your hands tight. That's going to be crucial for your balance. Balance is one of the most important things in those spin kicks. And be ready to perform on both sides. So a lot of times people practice on one side, they get their right leg really strong, and then their left leg's not so strong. You want to be balanced on both sides. Anything else to add, Ms. Rebecca?
Just make sure you practice your combinations on both sides as well. We do test both sides for combinations too.
So I hope this video helped you prepare for the test. If you have any questions, see an instructor like Ms. Rebecca, myself, Mr. Daggs. We'd love to help you prepare. With this upcoming test, you need to be able to do all of these combinations and all of these kicks for pre-test and the actual test. So I hope this helped everybody, and I'll see you guys in class.